only. I can live with that if he doesn't suffer any setbacks. Now, we know Clevenger has plenty of upside. He's a high-end SP2, if not an SP1 when healthy. But he's had these injury things that just won't seem to leave him alone. So we'll see. Let's go to Hollywood. Let's talk Dodger. Let's talk pitching again. Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitcher Clayton Kershaw. He will be on the mound. Vin Scully says, Clayton Kershaw, the best that they have. All right. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he's not. But either way, he's going to be their starter on opening day. And it'll be the 9th time in the 31-year-old's career that he has started for the Dodgers on opening day. And last year, even though he dealt with injuries, remember, he still went 16-5, had a 3.03 ERA, a 104 whip, struck out 189, and only walked 41. Currently, and this can change by the minute, if not by the hour, currently, Clayton Kershaw, the best that they have, has a clean bill of health. Right now, I think he's a top 10 fantasy pitcher. He's in the top 10. Especially now with Verlander. But I think Kershaw is a top 10 pitcher for 2020. So where does he get drafted? And I know he's not the Kershaw of 2014. Okay. So what? He's still pretty good. And he's going to be good for LA. Not only did they name Kershaw the number 1 starter, which slots Buehler in at number 2, Urias is at number 4. Who is number 5? The number 5 pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers to begin the season is going to be Alex Wood. That's right. He will work as the team's 5th starter. The Dodgers have named Julio Urias the 4th starter. Now, last year, Wood hurt, injured, only got into 7 starts. But he's been productive, and particularly productive when he pitched for the Dodgers. And I think he could be a real sleeper this year. Now, the Dodgers have Ross Stripling, Tony Gonsolin, Dustin May. So they've really got 8 starting pitchers. And Gonsolin, Dustin May, and Ross Stripling will be breathing down the neck, looking over the shoulder of Alex Wood, who will have that 5th start in the rotation to begin the season. It's not to say he will end that way. It is to say that's where it's starting out so far to begin the year. So you've got, let's look at that Dodger rotation. Just pause for a moment. I'll go through it one more time. You've got Kershaw at number 1, Buehler at number 2, David Price at number 3, Urias at number 4, and Alex Wood number 5. 4 lefties out of 5. Buehler being the only right-hander. Then you've got Gonsolin, you've got Stripling, you've got Dustin May, 3 righties to come in should any of the starters go down. Who are the value picks? Okay, Buehler's going high in a draft. Agreed? If you don't agree with that, we got problems. Buehler's going high in a draft. Kershaw's going soon after Buehler, maybe not right behind him, but look at David Price. Look at Julio Urias. Look at Alex Wood. The Dodgers are going to win a lot of games, guys. They're going to have a lot of pitchers with a lot of W's. The 3, 4, and 5 for LA, solid. Is there such a thing as a team with 100 wins having 3 sleeper picks in a fantasy draft? Because if there is, that's what we've got going on in Los Angeles. What else is going on in the city of Los Angeles? Well, the Angels, they, not to be outdone by the crosstown rivals, they have named Andrew Heaney their opening day starter. Now, last year, 4-6, 4.91 ERA, and injured. They don't have a true ace. He pitched 95 and a third last year, averaged 11.14 strikeouts per 9, but in those 95 and a third innings, he coughed up 20 home runs. 20. Swing and miss stuff, but if he throws it in, you don't swing and miss. A lot of times it's leaving the ballpark. So, he's a number 1 and he's drafted late, which stifles me. The trade that didn't happen really bogs my mind. When the Angels had Ross Stripling, who's a really good pitcher, they had him. Trade was made, and the Angels undid it. Are you kidding me? They gave up Stripling back to the Dodgers. They lost that starting pitcher. And if there's one thing the Anaheim Angels need is good starting pitching. And Ross Stripling, friends, is a good starting pitcher. Yeah, I know they got offense galore and they got Joe Adell in the wings and all that. And they're going to be the Colorado Rockies without the Rocky ballpark. They're going to score runs, not as many as Colorado. They're going to score runs, but they're going to give up more. And the last time I checked the rules in baseball, it's the team who scores the most runs in 9 innings that wins the game. And teams who win the most games make the playoffs. So I'm a little surprised that Angels, spill milk now, got it. But, I don't know. Money's there. Why they didn't get a pitcher, I don't know. Certainly the offense, solid. Ohtani now for a full year. Rendon. The best player in the game in Mike Trout. They're going to score runs. Heaney, if he can stay healthy and keep the ball in the ballpark, they got a chance to at least be competitive. But I just don't think they got enough pitching to make it. A.J. Puck on a team that does, the Oakland Athletics. He had some kind of shoulder twinge about, last week he was in the bullpen, complained about a shoulder twinge. They shut him down. Good news for A.J. Puck fans and potential owners is that he will start throwing again today, according to Shayna Rubin. Puck feeling that discomfort had been shut down, but he's feeling better. And today may be the day that he starts back with his throwing program. So if he can start back throwing today or tomorrow, the plan is today, then that's a good sign he'll return soon and be prominent opening day. Now, he only has thrown 36 and 2/3 innings last year. Didn't throw any in 2018 due to injury. Solid upside, but you're talking about having some innings managed between Puck and Luzardo. The Oakland A's are going to manage innings on both of those kids this year. I like Oakland. I think they make the playoffs. They're going to try to have Puck and Luzardo ready for playoff time. And to do that, they're going to manage innings all year. Talking about 6 starters, yeah. Letting them skip a start, yeah. Send them down to the minors for a couple weeks, yeah. Don't be surprised if you hear about some minor, crazy-sounding injury out of Oakland and A.J. Puck and or Luzardo going down to the minors to rest and relax for a couple of weeks to save wear and tear on the arm, and then they're back with the team off of an IL. That's going to happen. You can write it down. And you can say Arnie told you. Good news for A.J. Puck. It's good to see him back, coming back. Here's a pitcher I really like. Hyun-Jin Ryu started for Toronto yesterday, went 4 1/3, scoreless innings. Oh, yeah. Allowed 3 hits, struck out 4 in a 64-pitch effort. 44 of those 64 were strikes. Remember last year, up until about the 1st of September, Ryu was the leading candidate to win the Cy Young in the National League. 14 wins, 2.32 ERA. Now, health's always a question with Hyun-Jin. He's only had one 150-inning-plus year since 2014. Check it out, girls and boys. That's over a 5-year period, only one season with more than 150 innings pitched. But when he toes the rubber, when he takes the mound, when he's in throwing that left arm up there towards home plate, whatever phrase you want to use, he's golden. He really is. Now, his average draft position, depending on what source you're looking at, depending on how your league is scored, has anywhere between 130 and 145. Healthy, that's a bargain. High risk, high reward. Stay healthy. Hyun-Jin Ryu. Blake Snell on the other end of that. So, Blake Snell, having a little bit of a balky elbow this spring, comes out, starts the game for Tampa. Rah-rah, right? He proceeds to face 5 hitters in the first inning. And although he was clocked at between 97 and 98, he walked, you're hearing me right, the 2018 Cy Young Award winner. Of the 5 batters he faced yesterday, he walked 4 of them. And they all 4 scored. And Blake Snell called his performance, quote, ridiculous, end of quote, and, quote, brutal, end of quote. But did say that his left elbow felt great. Of the 22 pitches he threw, only 6 were for strikes. He only got 1 out, and then he left the game. Now, fantasy owners. Fantasy owners who either own him in season-long, dynasty-type leagues, or fantasy owners who are thinking about drafting him this year. I know it's a shaky outing, but the fact that he didn't hurt is the key. It's spring, guys. It's spring training. That's what that's for. Get out there and let's see how you're feeling. The biggest takeaway I get from yesterday is he's not injured. I think if he's not injured, he's going to be fine. He may yet be ready to start the season if he doesn't have any setbacks going forward. So let's see how Snell and the report on Snell after when we get into tomorrow, okay? Because I think there'll be reports on how he's feeling, and we'll see. Now, let's start talking about some hitters. Here we are. We're 30 minutes in, almost to the show. It works out perfectly, doesn't it? So we spent the first half of the show talking about hurlers. We're going to start talking now about the bats, and we're going to start in Chicago with rookie second baseman Nick Madrigal, who left the game yesterday early with a head injury. Playing second base, dives for a ground ball, hits off his head, diagnosed only with a bruise, no concussion. This Madrigal kid is a hitter. I'm going to tell you, he's a hitter, and they can talk about the fact that he doesn't have much power, and maybe he doesn't, but he's going to be a player in fantasy. I think he's going to hit more home runs than people think he will. He's going to steal you some bases. He's going to score you some runs. He's going to hit close to 300, if not above it. He's a former first-round pick. He's fighting second baseman Lurie Garcia for that job. So here's what's going to happen. It's the Chris Bryant saga, just a different year, a different player in a different position.